Good afternoon, guys. How are you today? Just angle that up while I'm standing close. I can't. There we go, that's better. Look like I've got 4 chins if I do it like that. Hope you're well. Hope you're feeling good today. Sun's shining, it's lovely. I've actually managed to turn one of my lights off, makes a change. Save my electricity just a little bit. So, Pilates. I'm going to get you in a standing position to talk to you about your core muscles and your neutral spine, how to breathe properly with the movements, and then we'll warm up a little bit and then come down to the floor. Once we're on the floor, we'll do all of our exercises there, and then at the end I'll get you to carefully stand up, and that will be that, okay? So you need to begin standing nice and upright. Just set my watch. I like to track what we do, and also it tells me whether or not I've been talking too much. Toes and knees point forwards. Shoulders down and relax. Make sure that you are balanced and central. So you should have an even distribution of body weight across both of your feet. You shouldn't feel lopsided. You definitely shouldn't lean over. Relax the shoulders down. Lengthen the body. Good. Finding that neutral spine, so you're just gently tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. We're finding the position where your back feels the most comfortable. We're finding that natural lordotic curve, and we call it our neutral spine. All right, comfortable back, neutral spine. Finding the core muscles, the pelvic floor. Now that's the muscle from within, the one you would use to stop mid-flow. Okay, so imagine that muscle is attached to a lift, and I want you to draw it all the way up from inside to floor 10, so it goes as high as possible. I want you to take it down to floor 5, and then down to floor number 3, and leave it there. So you've drawn it up just enough to be able to hold it, but maintain it as well, okay? If it was too high, you wouldn't be able to maintain it for the 40 minutes that we're going to be working for. Then imagine you've got a belt around your middle, 10 notches on the belt. Pull it in as tight as you can, notch number 10, out to notch 5, out to notch 3, and leave it there. So we're engaging the core muscles. Holding from the core and the neutral spine, we then breathe from our rib cage, okay? So place the hands on the ribs, fingertips touch, take a deep breath in, open the ribs, and release. Deep breath in, and release. Relax the arms down. Just gently begin to pedal through your feet, one side to the other, raising up an alternating heel. Allow your shoulders to gently rotate one way and the other way. Lovely. Place the feet down, lift all the way up onto the toes, and release. Lengthen that body without leaning forwards, backwards, or to one side. One more here, and release. So we're going to take a nice big lunge forward with the left leg. We're going to lengthen our back leg. We're going to bring our body forward and down, touch the floor, and then come back in. So I'll show you side on. Alternating the leg, lengthening the back leg, flattening the front foot, yeah? Alternating from one side to the other. If you can't go all the way, then just go as far as comfortable for you. And we're just going to do one more on each side, please. Last one here. And we're stepping out to the side. Reach up over, into the middle, and change. Reach up and over, and into the middle. Lateral flexion, lengthening through the side of the body, through the waist. Lovely, you're going to do one more on each side, please. Last one here. And then hold it in the middle. Bringing the arms up. Try and relax the shoulders down, so don't bring them too high. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, rotate to one side. Breathe in, come to the middle. And then breathe out, go to the other side. Breathe in, come to the middle. Now if you want to go a little bit further, bring the arm round, follow the fingers. You've got to keep your hips nice and central, nice and still. Last one here. Sorry, I've got a nut in my tooth. And release, good. Take one foot forward, point the toes, circle that leg round, lift that knee up. Toe comes forward. Circle the leg round, lift the knee up. Only going as far as comfortable for you. Hold it up this time. Ankle rotates one way and the other. And then we place that foot back down. Other leg comes forward, point the toe, circle round, lift the knee and balance. Toe comes forward, circle round, lift the knee and balance. Whoops, she says as she falls on the floor. One more here, all the way around, lift it, balance, hold it, ankle one way and the other. Lovely, and place it down. So standing towards the back of your mat or whatever you've chosen to come down onto the floor to. Maybe you're just coming down onto your rug or something. Breathe in, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin to gently roll down through the back. Soften your knees, allow the arms to hang and relax, and then when you're ready, carefully begin the process rolling back up through the spine, rebuilding the back, coming to the top, relax the shoulders down. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin to gently roll down through the back. Soften your knees, allow the arms to hang and relax. And then when you are ready, you're going to begin the process of rolling back up, rebuilding the spine. Good, so only go as far as comfortable for you. We're going to roll down this time, and we're going to stay down. So down to our lowest point, you're going to carefully allow your hands to walk forwards, leaving your feet flat on the floor into this downward dog position. Now, any problems, if you've got high or low blood pressure, this may make you feel a little bit queasy. So by all means, please just come down onto your knees instead, okay? Because obviously the blood is rushing down towards your head. Good. So from here, all I want you to do is bring the body weight forwards into a leg pull, and then walk the hands back and push into the heels for the downward dog. Hands come forwards, bring the bum down, hold, and then gently push those hands back, feet go flat. If you're on your knees, guys, then just walk the hands forward and you can come in from here. You can come up onto the toes if you want to, otherwise we're just taking the hands further away. Do it again, come down into that position, lengthen the back, pull up through the core. Good, and then back in. One more time. Well done. And then this time, guys, we're going to carefully lower down all the way onto our knees. Now make sure your wrists, elbows, shoulder, they're all in line with each other. Your back is nice and flat. I don't want you tilting to one side. And we're trying not to dip or arch that back. It's nice, flat, neutral spine. Breathe in as you breathe out. Push one leg back. Breathe in, bring that leg back in. Breathe out, push the leg out. Breathe in, drag that leg back in. So you're pushing, you're creating resistance between your foot and the floor, and then you're pulling it back in. Alternating from one side to the other, no other part of your body should be moving. You're going to breathe out, lengthen, and then raise so it's in line with the body. Then touch the toes at the furthest point before you bring it in. A lot of the time I see people bring their knee down before their foot. You've got to make sure that it's a controlled, flowing movement. It comes up straight, therefore it lowers down straight, and then comes back in. So your toes touch the floor before your knee. You want to get to the next level, slide the other arm, the opposite arm, couldn't think of the word then, out along the floor. So opposite arm, good. And then if you want to go all the way, you can raise the opposite arm at the same time as the leg, fingers and toes touch down, and then they come back in. Make sure your head and your neck are in line with the spine. Don't hang the head, don't crank the neck up. You have got to have that alignment. It's part of your spine, so keep it in line with everything. Good. Slow, controlled movements. Your breathing is controlling the pace of that movement. I'm going to ask you please for one more on each side. When you've done those two, You're going to lower yourself down. So you're on your forearms and elbows. You're looking down towards the floor. Again, think about the position of your head, because if you've cranked your neck or you've turned your head to look at the camera like I do, then you've lost that alignment, okay? And the idea is that you're working to your full potential, so try and keep that posture in place. Looking down at the floor, draw up your pelvis and hold. So this is your level 1 of the leg pull. If you want level 2, bring those knees up. Don't let that bottom lift any higher. Hold and breathe. And level 3 is right back where we started, up on those hands. But we are just holding and breathing. We're pulling, imagine we're pulling our belly button up towards the ceiling. So the strength, tightening, is coming right through the centre of the body, through the core. Deep, full breaths. And I'm going to ask you, please, whatever level you've chosen, for 3 more or up to 3 more breaths. If you need to rest before then, that is fine. When you've done your 3, gently lower all the way down. Bring those arms out. So we're coming into capital E position. Your elbow and shoulder should be in line with each other. Head is down. Now when we come up, guys, we are not moving our neck. Our neck stays still. The movement comes through the chest and the back, okay? Now, touch your big toes together, drop your heels out, because that's going to help you keep your legs down and hopefully alleviate you squeezing your bottom, all right? So keep the lower body nice and still. Breathe in. As you breathe out, peel the chest up, keep looking at the floor. As you breathe in, gently lower down. Breathe out, peel the chest up. Breathe in, gently lower. Don't drop, guys. Think about your nose. Hold breath out to come up. Now if you want to go further, breathe in, hold. And then you can breathe out to come all the way up onto the hands. And then breathe in, gently lower. Forearms, elbows go back down. So we lift up on that breath out. If you're coming up higher into the extended swan dive, you are lifting up on the exhale. Breathe out to lift, so you breathe and hold here. Then breathe out, come up further. Breathe in, gently release. Remember, don't lift your legs and try not to squeeze that bottom. If you don't want to come so high, that is absolutely fine. Stay with the first option. So this is your swan dive. This is strength, mobility, right through the lumbar spine. You've got a little bit through the mid-back and through your core. Draw your belly button up. Breathe out, peel up the chest. Breathe in, gently release. And in your swan dive, at whichever level you've chosen to work at, please complete 1 more repetition. Once you've completed that, you can relax the legs, you can bring the arms back in, elbows under the shoulders, draw up the pelvis and hold. So level 1 is on our knees, level 2 knees come up, level 3 right up on the hands. Hold and breathe. You're using deep, full breaths, okay? Full breath in, full breath out. Your breathing's full and deep. That is going to give you maximum effort, okay? Everything you do is slow and controlled, and it's your breathing that's controlling the pace of your movement. And although we're holding the leg pull still, we still need to breathe. I'm going to ask you, please, for up to 2 more breaths in your leg pull. Once you've completed those 2, you can gently lower, and you're going to turn over onto one side. Now, as you come onto your side, I'd like you to prop yourself up. So you've got your elbow directly under the shoulder, legs are bent, feet together. Okay, we need it that way for the exercise we're going to do. And then the first thing I want you to do, guys, is hoist up your rib cage, draw up the hip. So you've got this nice open space under your body. If you achieve nothing else, just stay here because you are working your obliques already. Just check out the head position, make sure the head and neck are in line, yeah? Now this top leg is going to open, you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to press the top leg back. As you breathe in, gently lower it. Breathe out, press it back. Breathe in, gently lower. So this movement here is a lateral hip raise. And that helps with any pain and discomfort in the lower back. If you suffer from sciatica, this is a really nice one for you. Breathe out as you open. Breathe in as you return. Now if you want to go further, guys, you are bringing the hip up off the floor, but you are not rolling over. Breathe out to open, breathe in to return. Good, so this held side bend position, this is, which is working through your waist. So hip is up or down, but the rib cage stays raised. So I'm going to ask you, in your side bend, lateral hip raise combination, for 2 more breaths, please. Full deep breaths, remember. When you've done those 2, you can gently allow yourself to lower and lengthen all the way out. Head rests down on the arm, point the fingers, point the toes, and this hand is there for your balance, okay? That's to stop, sorry, I've got an itchy foot. That's to stop you from rolling forwards or back, okay? So breathe in, head and neck in line with the spine again. Breathe out, lift both your legs. So as your legs lifted, the obliques, the waist, began to work. And while those legs are off the floor, it will continue to work. Core muscles engage, lengthen the body. So we're going to make 2 separate movements. Our top leg will lift up and come down, and then our bottom leg is going to come forwards and back in. So breathe in, as you breathe out, top leg comes up, breathe in lower than your bottom leg, breathe out, kick forward, breathe in, return. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, kick. Breathe in, return. How is your balance? Could you take that top arm away? That is going to work you harder, so that's your next level. You could, if your balance is still spot on, take it all the way over. So your movement is controlled. Only lift as far as comfortable. Only kick as far as comfortable, okay? And if one of those moves is uncomfortable for any reason, just do the one that's okay. Breathing out as the leg moves away from our body. Breathing in as it comes back in. So with this side raise, side leg raise, side kick combination, please complete 2 more of each move. So 4 breaths. And once you've completed all of those, legs are together, gently allow them to lower, and by all means give that hip a little bit of a rub if you need to, and then you're going to push yourself to sit. Now as we come up into our seated position, I'd like you to bring your legs out into a nice wide straddle position. And we're going to lengthen our back, both sides of the bottom are equally down, and we're going to bring our arms out to the side. I want you to imagine that you've got a large ball, like they get in the gym, in front of you. So when we move, I want you to lift up, so you're going to lift up out of the rib cage, and then come across. So one arm is coming up and over, and then that other arm is coming back. So this is called the saw. Arms out, breathe in. As you breathe out, reach up and over. As you breathe in, come in. Remember, we're lifting up and over. You've got to lift out of your rib cage first. So imagine there's a ball and you've got to get over it. It's not as simple as just coming across. You've got to come up and over. And keep both sides of the bottom on the floor. Only taking that body as far as it's comfortable. Engaging the core. Breathe out, come up and over. Breathe in, come back in. lumbar spine, mobility through that back. I'm going to ask you for one more to each side, please. Once you've completed those two, you can relax the arms and you can bring those legs back in. Now, legs are bent, but if you find it more comfortable, it's not about making it harder or easier. If you find it more comfortable, you can have your legs out straight, alright? So if you've got lower back issue or short, tight hamstring, legs straight will help you, alright? Otherwise, chin stays up off the chest, breathe in, tilt the pelvis under, so we've got C-shaped spine, and then breathe out, lower as far as you can go. Breathe in, start to lift up. Breathe out, continue all the way up. Now you may or may not be able to get down to the floor, but what you have got to remember is, however far you go down, you've got to be able to get back up without lifting or moving those legs. Breathe in, tilt, breathe out, lower. Breathe in, start to lift, breathe out, continue to lift. So we're doing a nice slow breathing, nice slow movement, to maximise the effort coming from the core. Remember, tuck the tailbone under. Don't let these legs wobble in and out, okay? So this is your roll up. Strength from the core and the lumbar spine. Breathe in, tilt. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, start the lift. Breathe out, continue all the way up. So tuck that tailbone under. Engage the core, lengthening all the way back up. So as you come up, don't kind of slouch. Lengthen the back, chin off the chest. So in your roll up, please complete 2 more repetitions. Remember, only as far as comfortable for you. When you've done your 2, I'd like you please to come all the way down onto your back. Leave your legs out nice and straight. Arms are down by your sides. Make sure that you're comfortable, okay? Core muscles in place. You're looking up at the ceiling. You're going to draw in a deep breath. As you breathe out, one leg comes up about 10 inches from the floor. Point the toe away. All you're going to do is breathe in and pull the toes in, and breathe out and lengthen the back out. Breathe in, bring them in. Breathe out, lengthen them out. Now, if you are strong enough, if your lower back says, yeah, that's okay, then you can go with the double leg, but don't let the tummy dome, okay? So you're not letting the tummy push up, and you're not pushing your back down into that mat. So breathing in, pull the toes in, breathing out, lengthen the toes out. So if you've just got this one leg up, let's do one more. Then allow this leg to lower, breathe in, breathe out, lift the other leg. Breathe in, pull the toes in, breathe out, point the toes out. Strengthening right through the core, lengthening through that leg. Lumbar spine is helping to keep that leg up, so there's strength through that lower back. Double leg option is there, but make sure tummy stays drawn in. And I'm going to ask you please, for 2 more breaths. When you've done those 2, allow the leg, one at a time if you've got them both up, to come back down. Once you've got both legs down, just bend those legs for me, feet down on the floor. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in, breathe in. As you breathe out, bring one leg up into a right angle. Now you should be able to touch that knee with a softness to your elbow, okay? Don't let that heel drop down. Maintain right angle in the knee. Staying here, okay? Looking up at the ceiling, deep, full breaths. We're going to bring the upper body up, okay? We're going to do 3 things. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to lengthen. As we breathe in, we're going to return. As we breathe out, we're going to lower, keeping the leg bent. As we breathe in, we're going to lift. Then we're just going to have a whole breath in and out with no movement at all. Breathe in. So we Breathe out to lengthen. Breathe in to return. Keeping it bent. Breathe out, don't move the knee. Breathe in to lift. Then we just breathe and hold. One full deep breath and then we go again. Now shoulders are up, but if you want to, you can keep the head and the shoulders down. Your next option is to bring the other leg up as well, but that leg is going to stay completely still. So you've got a one leg stretch, a scissor, and the 100. Because that breath where you're not moving, you are still working. That is the 100. Deep, full breath. Strengthening through the core, through the lumbar spine. So make sure that you get that whole breath in and out with the legs still. And I'm going to ask you please for one more of each movement, okay? Once you've completed that, upper body can come down, that leg can come back down, and we bring the other leg up into right angle. We have to start at the base level every time. We're not assuming that because we can do it on one side at a certain level, then we'll be able to do it on the other side as well at the same level. Doesn't always work like that, especially if you've had an injury and maybe like you have got sciatica down one leg, so one leg will feel a little bit stronger than the other. Holding this position, bringing the upper body up if you want to. Breathe in, breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in, return. Keep it bent. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. So breathing out to extend. Breathing in to return. Breathing out to lower. Breathing in to lift. Holding it there. For one full deep breath in and out. Before we allow that leg to start moving again. Next level, bring up the head, the opposite leg, but keep it nice and still. If you want to, you can take the head and the shoulders back down. Up to you. Good. Only go as far as comfortable for you. So you've got that one leg stretch. You've got the scissor, keep the leg bent, the movement comes from the top of the leg through the hip, and then the 100 where we're just holding for one full deep breath. You've got to control the movements. The breath out, taking the leg away from the body, the breath in, drawing it back into the body. Deep, full breath before you start again. So I'm going to ask you please for one more of each, and then if you've got both legs lifted, one foot at a time will need to come down, and then the upper body is also going to lower. Good. We're going to bring the arms up. We're going to work mobilise around the shoulders. So I want your fingers pointing to the ceiling, directly above your chest, okay? So not above your head, across your chest. Palms face inwards, fingers pull to the ceiling. Now I want you to imagine you've got two plates on the ceiling. A saucer or a dinner plate, okay? No bigger than a dinner plate. And we're just going to draw round them. So we're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out to start the outline, round the side. And then as we reach the middle, you're going to breathe in and complete the rotation. And then you're going to go back the other way. So you're drawing a circle with each hand, breathing out to circle away and round, breathing in to continue the circle. So that movement is coming from the shoulder. We don't make it harder by making it bigger. We make it harder by bringing one leg up into right angle. And then if you still want more of a challenge, the other leg can come up as well. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in and down. These circles, the size of a dinner plate, no bigger. Goes round one way and then comes back round the other. If you have hexagonal plates or square plates, just imagine they're round. Breathe out, start circling round. Breathe in, return. So I'm going to ask you for one more circle in each direction, please. If you've got your legs lifted, you're going to allow those feet to come back down. I should have said swap legs. I'm sorry if I forgot. Once the legs are down, the arms can come down. Give yourself a long body stretch if you want to. And then when you're ready, we're transferring over onto the other side. We start propped up on the forearm and elbow. Chest open, legs bent, feet together. Looking ahead, don't drop the head, don't crank the neck. So core muscles are engaged, draw up the rib cage. That's the first bit, that's the important bit, because now your obliques are engaged and working. So top leg, breathe in. As you breathe out, press the top leg back. As you breathe in, release. Breathe out, press the top leg back. Breathe in and release. You can have this hand there just for a little bit of support, or take it away, up to you. If you want to go further, lift up the hip, breathe out, open, breathe in, return. Make sure you've got that open space underneath the body. Rib cage drawn up towards the ceiling. Hold breath out to open, hold breath in to return. Breathe out, open, breathe in, return. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. If you can't move it, hold it still and keep that rib cage drawn up. 2 more breaths for me, please. And once you've completed those 2, you're going to gently allow yourself to lower and lengthen out. Head rests down on the arm, you're looking straight ahead. Hips, knees, ankles all stacked one on top of the other. Hand is there for your balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs up. As soon as your legs raised, your obliques, your waist began to work, okay? So even if you don't add any movement here, you are still working. So just make sure that you're zipping up, you're tightening around the centre of the body, and that you're in a nice long line. Breathe in, top leg, breathe out, lift it up. Breathe in, lower it, breathe out, bottom leg kicks forwards. Breathe in, return. So we're raising and lowering that top leg, and we're kicking and returning the bottom leg. 2 separate movements. The breath out takes the leg away. The breath in brings the leg back in. Strengthen through the core, the lumbar spine, the obliques. Allow your movements to flow with control, don't rush them. And you're only moving as far as comfortable for you. Do you need that hand in front? Could you take it away? Could you take it over? Breathe out, kick. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, release. Strengthening through the core and the lumbar spine. Keep that body lengthened and strong. So I am just going to ask you for 1 more of each move, please. And once you've completed those 2, legs are going to come together. You're going to lower them down. Good. And if you need to, please give that hip a bit of a rub. Well done. When you're ready from here, I'd like you to carefully bring yourself round into a box position. Wrists, elbows underneath the shoulders, head and neck in line with the spine. And all I want you to do is sit back on your heels, leave the arms out, so we just get a little bit of a stretch around the shoulders and through the glutes. Good. Hands are going to come back towards the knees. Now we are going to be making our way to stand, so if you need to hold on to something, please do. Don't rush, guys, because I don't want all the blood to suddenly fall to your feet, because you will collapse on the floor. Good. You're going to carefully push back onto the toes, tuck the chin in. When you're ready, start the process of placing the feet down flat and rolling up through your back. Rebuilding the spine vertebrae by vertebrae all the way to the top. Relax the shoulders down. So as you reach the top, as well as rearranging your clothes and your hair, I'd like you to relax your shoulders down. I know what it's like because we all do it. Good. Make sure that you're balanced and central. You're not lopsided, you're not leaning. Lengthen the body, try and keep neutral spine and the core muscles engaged for as much of the day as you can remember. Lift up onto the toes and release. So I'm coming back at 4 o'clock with a legs, bums and tums session if you fancy some of that. Doing it a little bit differently today. We're doing it with gliders, okay? Lift up, hold it here, close your eyes. Are you balanced? Gosh, surprisingly so. And release. Well done. So that's your Pilates for today, guys. Very well done. We are back with Pilates Wednesday morning, so tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye for now.